It's Wednesday the 20th of December 2017 and I'm here at a very cold, wet and windy but also deserted Blackpool Promenade for a look at the latest construction taking place on the UK's first double launch roller coaster. It's Icon the Ride, opening at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in 2018. Now, as much as we can't get access into the Pleasure Beach today, due to the location of the park, which is of course here on the seafront in Blackpool, we can see quite a lot of what's going on inside the park from outside the park. So that over the next few minutes we'll take a bit of a perimeter walk round and to see what we can see of the Icon construction. I can already, if you look closely there, just behind Infusion, see a little bit of the Immelmann loop, which is in fact the tallest point on this brand new Mack mega coaster. So yeah, we'll take a little walk round and just see what we can see from outside the park. Obviously Blackpool Pleasure Beach are actually being very open on this project. In fact, last week they were posting photos of the Immelmann loop being constructed, along with various other posts showing photos of what work's been taking place inside. So I'm looking forward to just having a little look round, seeing what we can see from outside the park, and this will be the last update on Icon of 2017. I'll be back in the new year at some point in January, about a month or so before the park opens on the 10th of February for the WOW weekends, just to see what's been going on over that month that I'll have missed. Right, let's go have a look at the construction on Icon the Ride. So we'll start off today's updates just here by the Horror Crypt, where we can zoom in just there on the Immelmann loop that I was just talking about. Like I say, that will be the tallest part of the ride. It'll come in from the left-hand side after the second LSM launch of Icon, make its way around the top just there, and then down into that pretty steep drop. Really nice to see this coaster in the flesh. Obviously seeing photos is fantastic, but actually coming down here to Blackpool and getting to see the track installed for the first time, really special. It's really nice, and I'm looking forward to February when we can get right inside the park and go and have a real close look at Icon. Continuing now my perimeter walk around Blackpool Pleasure Beach, you can see here in between the current Big Blue Hotel and the Star Pub, which is set to be demolished soon to make way for a second resort hotel. You can see just here when I zoom through the supports there in the big one, a little bit more track. That's actually the second section of the ride. So you'll go through that second LSM launch, through the Immelmann, which you can see another shot of just there. And then it'll make its way through all these different sections, interacting with many other rides at the park, and mainly the Big Dipper there as well. Some really nice near-miss elements. Another shot there, it looks quite spooky, doesn't it? You can just see the big one there in the foreground, and then just in the background there you can just see the Immelmann yet again for Icon. This next shot gives you an idea of how tall it is compared to Revolution. You can see the backwards launch there to Revolution in the foreground, and once again the Immelmann in the background there as well. Making our way then round to the car park now, next to the Travel Lodge and the casino building, where they have been storing the track since the end of the season and when work started on the track and supports for Icon. Show you a few different shots here of all the track and supports. Some of it's been there for quite a while now, other bits have been delivered, and again some bits have actually been moved about on there as well. In fact, from the public footpaths all the way around and pedestrian walkways, you can get quite close, as you can see here, to the supports and also the track for Icon, which is really good. You know, literally you're walking straight down the road next to the track, which means we can get some really nice footage of that without even going onto the car park. Few more shots just there, and I really like the colour scheme with this. You know, I mentioned it earlier on, there's a lot of people who are a bit unsure on the colour scheme. You've got to bear in mind there's a lot of bright roller coasters at Pleasure Beach. You've got the big one, for example. Oh, that's a nice shot. It's one of my favourites there. Nice close up for you. You've got the big one, you know, with its red track and blue support structure, Nickelodeon streaks, orange, Infusion, that's blue. You know, there's a lot of bright coasters, so I think that this modern slick design is actually going to work really well inside the park, and it's going to complement the other older attractions there is inside the Pleasure Beach. There we are, another little zoom in just there to show you how big these sections of track actually are. Some of you might have never stood next to a coaster track on the floor when it's not been built yet, and it's amazing, it really is. To wrap this update up, you can just see here one of the vehicles from RCS that's actually taken the supports and track around to the construction site. RCS are famous for doing many different roller coaster builds all across the world. Back in the warm then now after a nice perimeter walk around Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Even though it was cold out there, I really enjoyed that. And it's no surprise really that you can see the Immelmann loop from various different locations around the exterior of the park. Obviously you can see it from the promenade, from the Big Blue Hotel, and also around the back by Nickelodeon Land as well. So with that being the tallest point of the ride, it's no surprise that you can see it from all these different locations. Really looking forward to seeing the airtime hill go into place just before it passes under the lift hill for the big one, so that's something we'll be able to see quite clearly from outside the park, possibly the incline loop as well. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of that construction around next to Skyforce really well from outside the park, and obviously I can't wait to get back inside Blackpool Pleasure Beach in February to see it in person. Now, as I did mention at the start of the video, Blackpool Pleasure Beach have been posting various updates on their official Facebook page. Here's a few little shots what they've been taking, so thank you very much for sharing those. It means that we can all get a really nice insight of what's going on inside the park, and I must say the weather there was a little bit better when these photos were taken than it has been today for my visit here to Blackpool. But yeah, like I say, get over to their Facebook page where you can see all of these photos, what they've been posting, and just really want to say thanks really to Blackpool Pleasure Beach for being so open with this project, sharing what's going on inside. This is by far the most exciting roller coaster we've had in the UK for many years, if not ever, so I'm really looking forward to seeing more photos from you guys, what you post. And like I say, I will be back down here in the new year, some point in January, about a month or so before the park opens, to have a look at what's going on with Icon. Thank you very much for watching another video. I must say, it's not very often you can park right next door to a Mack Mega Coaster. There it is, look at that. Thank you very much for watching another update here on Theme Park Worldwide. And from Blackpool Pleasure Beach, that means it's time to cue those credits. See you later, guys, from Icon the Ride.